Now, if you're a fan like myself of HGTV and designer Vern Yip, then you probably know our next guest, Collette McDonald, who has been on shows like Design to Sell, My First Place, and Bang for the Buck. Collette is a realtor and a real estate expert, and if you're interested in buying or selling a home, well, guess what? She's here to tell us how we can get the most bang for the buck. Collette, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now tell us, why is summer such a hot time to sell houses?
Well, summer, usually the homes have been on the market a little bit longer. So if you're a buyer looking for a deal, then the summer could be the perfect time for you to snatch one up, because if a seller overpriced during the spring market, and a lot of times the spring market is the hottest market, then they're ready to sell, and sometimes you can get a great deal. Now, if you're a seller looking to sell and you're motivated by so many different reasons, you can actually look at your competition and place your home on the market and blow them away, and usually get the highest price possible for your house in the least amount of time, if you're really looking at that competition.
Wonderful. So tell us, and what are the top trends right now?
The top trends right now, we're in the dog days of summer, right? People love to spend time outdoors. And not only is curb appeal important, but having that living space outdoors that you can enjoy just like the inside. So you want to think about lush landscaping. Even if you don't have a pool, you can make water features, but you can create space out that's cool and inviting.
Now, but if you're selling, how do we maximize our investment?
Excellent question. Now, selling your home is a study in sales psychology. Your house is a product, so you want to make sure that that buyer who walks up to your house falls in love with it immediately. And some of the ways you can do it is through staging, but staging is so much more than just placing a chair here and a piece of art on the wall. It actually is from choosing paint colors and putting the right landscaping, even the right color of pine straw in your front yard. There are so many tools that can suck that buyer in even before they hit your threshold.
I was going to say, in HGTV and stuff, they always talk about staging. You would say
Absolutely.
It's definitely something that's a must.
Every time I list a home, I have a stager go in for 2 hours and work with that seller to make sure it's absolutely picture perfect. But I go to a step further. I actually talk to my buyers when they purchase homes to make them start thinking about, when you go to sell it, what are going to be the most important things you've done in your property. So if you've bought a house and you know at some point you're going to need to do that kitchen or that bath, start planning now, because you want to enjoy those renovations.
Okay, so everybody loves it. What happens if we have multiple listings? What happens then?
Well, for an experienced agent, it's great. If you don't have an experienced agent, that's a problem, because multiple offers can be overwhelming, not only for the seller, but for an inexperienced agent. So you want to make sure you've interviewed both on the buying agent side as well as the selling agent side, because our job as a listing agent is to get you the highest price possible, least amount of time with the fewest hassles. If I get multiple offers, I want to leave that multiple offer scenario open for at least 2 days. That way, the entire market is exposed to your home. And then I can review those offers with my seller and make sure that not only am I getting the highest price, but the right terms for my seller.
Wonderful. Any tips for first-time home buyers right now?
Interview agents and make sure you hire a buyer's agent. And the reason you want to do that is because there's so much information online that's not correct. And you also have to know what you can afford. And without the right guidance, you are just spinning your wheels.
Agreed. Collette McDonald, thank you so much for all this great information. And thank you for being on Coffee with America.
Thanks for having me.